Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Third Wave Trades. Today we're going to be going over C3.AI stock, getting into its Elliott wave count, and I don't want to waste too much time, so we're just going to get straight into the video. But first, a quick disclaimer, guys. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research and/or consult with a financial advisor before making any trading or investment decisions. Secondly, guys, if you could, please hit the like button down below if you guys find the content useful, and please subscribe to the channel if you guys want more Elliott wave breakdowns on your favorite stocks, cryptos, and commodities. All right, guys, so let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to go over the macro count. Just suffice to say that basically we had a rally at $180 when the stock first came out. That would be our large degree macro first wave count. And then we had this long second wave retracement coming down roughly to $10 in December of last year. From there, we bounced, and you guys can see we took out these previous highs in the downtrend, essentially creating a higher high and a higher low, basically, which is our bullish reversal. All right, so ultimately I see C3.AI stock going a lot higher. So analyzing this count now is going to be our focus to try to figure out what exactly is this structure looking like, and is there more room to the upside right now before we get a pullback. All right, so with all that being said, you guys can see over here we had our first wave that went to roughly about $30, and then from there we have an A, B, C correction in the form of an expanded flat, and now we're rallying higher for a third wave. All right, and this is one possible scenario, guys. There's probably a couple of other scenarios, but I'm gonna probably just stick to this and another scenario because I think they're the more likelier probabilities. All right, so first wave, second wave, third wave. We are in the middle of the third wave. You guys can see if we do a retracement of our first wave, we bounced right at the 61.8% level right here. Okay, so now we started to rally higher. Now, the count that I have over here, I will let you guys know is not my preferred scenario, but I just, it is a possibility, so I do want to put it out there. All right, so the idea is that basically from that bounce, we had a first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and now we've either finished our fifth wave or we are finishing it. We can grind a little bit higher before we pull back in the form of an A, B, C for our fourth wave, and then move higher for our fifth. Right? So that's the first scenario, and the reason why is because you guys can see, even though it's not the prettiest 5-wave count, you can count 5 waves out of this. And in terms of its levels, using the Fibonacci extension tool, it's really close to its 161.8%, which is a standard third wave move, right? So that would bring us to roughly about $50. We topped out at 48 so far before we pulled back. I think that was on Thursday. So, it's definitely possible that the move is finished over here, and now we'll see like an A, B, C going lower for this fourth wave, and then we will get a fifth wave higher, and we can come up with a price target for that. Right, so that is one scenario. Another bit of evidence that kind of supports that for scenario, guys, is that you guys can see on the RSI we are essentially forming a sort of divergence, right? So price action is making higher highs. On the RSI we are seeing lower highs. Now that doesn't really mean too much right now, because we can still continue to grind a little bit higher as we're making lower highs on the RSI. But the longer that trend persists without us breaking it, the increased likelihood that we're going to get this pullback sooner rather than later. And we'll probably top out around this $50 to $55 area, which is our 161.8% zone on the Fibonacci extension. These green key levels are kind of just more localized price action within that 161.8% extension. So they're kind of like key levels to look at where we can meet some resistance if this continues to push higher and we continue to see that divergence. If we break that divergence, guys, then I think we are more likely in the second scenario, which I'm going to go over right now, which is a more bullish scenario. Right? The more bullish scenario is that the third wave is going to extend a lot higher, and in which case this peak that I have over here labeled as the third would actually just be our first of our larger degree third, and we are now in the middle of our third of third move, right? So it would look something essentially like this. So we then had our, this whole move was our first of our third, second wave, we're going to get a third of our third, fourth, and then our fifth, which would then complete our larger degree third wave move before we get a fourth and then a fifth. Right, so that's the more bullish case scenario. It's kind of what I'm favoring right now, but obviously we won't really know until this price action over here plays out. I think if we get past the $50 to $55 area with increased volume and momentum, then that's a great sign that we're going to go a lot higher. All right. Now, there's a lot of evidence to support that as well, including the stochastic, which is an indicator I like to use. So this is on the 4 hourly, but I will go to the daily. You guys can see over here we basically got this crossover when we were in the oversold area about a month ago, and as you guys can see, we're clearly in an uptrend above our 21 EMA, which is above our 50 EMA, and we're increasingly getting more and more separation, which to me is a good indicator that we are moving higher. Volume has increased with this move, and this crossover right here was a great indicator that we are going to start a bullish rally. It's a great indicator when used with Elliott wave to indicate third wave moves. So again, this whole thing could be the third wave move, right? In both scenarios, the stochastic works the same. It showed the third wave move of this first wave, but I believe that this still has a lot more room to go. All right. So like I said, we're above our EMAs. Volume is increasing. We got the stochastic crossover. We're in a good area on our daily with our RSI. The only thing is this like divergence, but again, we could easily eliminate that divergence. It's not in an area where we can't go higher to eliminate it. So yeah, I think this is my preferred scenario. If this is the preferred scenario, there's a couple of different targets. Obviously, we can just go with a higher target instead of the 161.8% from this larger degree first wave, and we can target our 200%, 2.618, 3.236, right? All these in succession once we take some of these targets out, right? So the first, I think we have to take out the $50 to $55 range with increased momentum and volume, and if we do that, then we're going to look for some of these other targets in succession, and I would favor in that case the either 3.236 or the 2.618 or the 3.236, right, for this third of our third, for the whole third wave move. But another way that we can use we can get a target is by just from the internal wave count, right? So if we use this as our first, this as our second over here, from the internal wave count, we can use the 161.8%, which could take us to this $75 target, right? So basically, guys, pushing higher above 50, 55, I'm looking towards a target of 75, again, with increased volume, showing that basically the trend is continuing above our EMAs and everything like that, eliminating this divergence. I think it's very possible that we can push till like the $75 to $85 range on this move. All right, so I'm gonna keep you guys updated with this stock. It's definitely on my radar now. Um, it's back on my radar, I should say. So I'll continue to give you guys updates as the price action plays out to see, like, which sort of scenario is playing out. Are we gonna get the pullback for the fourth wave now, or do we still have a lot more room in this third wave for a strong extension? All right. But that's all I got for now, guys. If you guys found the content useful, please hit the like button down below and please subscribe to the channel if you guys want more Elliott Wave breakdowns on your favorite stocks, cryptos, and commodities. I will be back with more. Peace.